You are listening to the Atheist Antidote Show.
Let's burn the roof.
And then we'll do it again.
Unicorns think he is myth. And now your host, Brock Lawley.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brock Lawley. I am the Atheist Antidote here on the M&Ms. On the M&Ms of the trail mix of social commentary. You have found it right here at the Atheist Antidote Mini Podcast and elsewhere, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube specifically. Feel free to plumb the depths of awesomeness on the interwebs. You are welcome. Okay, today I'm going to talk about an interview I just heard. I think her name's Martha Rosenblum or something. I could be wrong about the pronunciation of that. Professor of Law and Ethics at Chicago University. She wrote a book which, had my antennas rising, called The New Religious Intolerance. And I'm interested to hear this interview. I'm taking it in, and it's an amazing thing that I witnessed. Because where Martha, very, very old school name, by the way, very grandmother-esque name, Martha chooses, where do you think she, I tell you a title, The New Religious Intolerance, and what do you think of? What do you think of? Who is intolerant of who in our modern day society? Now, I'm talking about religious intolerance here. I'm talking about who is religiously intolerant among us. By and large, you can find enclaves everywhere. Well, whatever you just thought of, Martha wrote a book flipping the world on its head, which leftism has a tendency to do. And here we find this once again. Martha chooses to focus our attention on the world's intolerance towards Islam. That's right, I'm going to repeat that. Our intolerance towards Islam. I'm going to wait on that. Let that ferment. Let that settle. Yes, she spends several hundred pages lecturing the West as we are getting our heads lopped off and our buildings blown up and our airports, set ablaze and on and on and on. Our cartoonists beheaded in the streets. We are taking lectures from Miss Martha at Chicago University about how we need to be more tolerant of radical Islam, but specifically the Muslim religion of Islam. This, ladies and gentlemen, has got to be one of the most odd bed pairings, mattress dancings that I have ever heard of. Leftism makes it their new, quest to play defense for radical Islam. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of conspiracy theories to be mined here, but I'm not going to get into any of those. I'm just going to tell you, if this doesn't solidify in your minds how far off the reservation, how much the left has lost the plot, I don't know what will. Here we have an ideology of proselytizing, on the move, expanding religion that has absolutely no time for homosexuals, no time whatsoever for women, equal rights, no. So where does the left throw their lot? Islam! Incredible, I tell you. And the only thing I can think of is they both hate the West, and they hate America, and they hate Christianity. And so perhaps we have a little enemy of my enemy thing going on here, but still, think of the insanity that we're dealing with. This woman goes on and on and on. In fact, the interviewer pushes her, says, please. I mean, are we in the Twilight Zone? The interviewer saying, are you kidding me? Listen, let me just, for an example, show you a cartoonist. No, I'll give you a better example. An academic writes a book, I think actually, ironically enough, out of the University of Chicago, even, ironic enough as that is, and she writes a book about the cartoonist, the Danish cartoonist, the big famous story now. And the University of Chicago will not print the cartoon in the book about the Danish cartoon. And the reason they cite is for fear of the safety of their faculty members. Okay, juxtaposition that story with the recent stomp on Jesus story, where you have a professor write the name of Jesus, have his classmates and the students stomp on the face of Jesus. Now, That alone should tell you how intellectually dishonest these people are. They know where the religious intolerance is coming from, the intolerance, the bigotry, but they will not say it. They will not say it for political correct reasons. Maybe just because it makes sense. I know the left has a habit of, we will not say things that make sense. If it makes too much sense, it's outlawed. We will not say it. The AP today says we can't use the word Islamist. We can't use the word Islamist in the AP Associated Press reporting. It's the biggest news organization in the country. Do you people, listen, when I go on these diatribes, these soapbox rants about the left, you might write me off as some kind of right-wing radical. And who knows? You know, in your world, I could be that. Who cares? Do you see why I'm railing against the left? They're going to kill us all. They're insane. They're insane. They're 1984, Brave New World. They're just insane. These people do not live in the world as it is. They live in the world as they want it to be. And they will get us all killed as a result if they do not bring our fiscal house down first. Fight this insanity. Spread this podcast. Open your mouth. These people are insane. This is the Atheist Antidote Show.
You are listening to the Atheist Antidote Show.